What's up, everybody? Hope you're having an awesome day. Today I'm going to be answering all of the questions that you guys sent me from my Q&A video that I made last week. But before we get started on that, I just wanted to mention a few things. First thing is make sure that you guys check out Operation 1 Up if you haven't already. What that is a huge collaboration between tons of YouTube musicians such as myself, and we're putting out this album to raise money for our friend John's liver transplant. I will be releasing my Operation 1 Up track in a few days on this YouTube channel, but make sure that you guys also check out Multiplayer VG on Twitter and Facebook, and then you can check out everyone's covers because they're all getting released at different times. So make sure you guys check that out, and then also make sure that you buy the album when it comes out because it's for a super awesome cause and we could really use all of your guys' support on that. And then one final thing is that I'm going to be at MagFest this year along with a lot of my friends like Family Jewel 7X, Swiggles 1987, Richard Evie, Thunder Scott, just a ton of awesome musicians. And if you guys are going, make sure you hit me up on Twitter and Facebook and all that stuff, and you can say what's up and give a high five or whatever. So without anything further ado, let's answer some questions. Sir Bamble of Gam asks, what is a good question to ask? I can't think of anything. Matt Turkington asks, would you rather eat a steak that tastes like shit or a piece of shit that tastes like steak? Definitely a steak that tastes like shit. And also, if you guys don't know who Matt Turkington is, he's an incredibly talented vocalist, and he plays in a band called Animus Complex, and they're from here in Arizona, and they kick ass, so you should check them out. Mission and innovation was the Swordless Link asks, are you still interested in speedruns or TASs at all? Yeah, absolutely. I was just watching AGDQ like the whole week that it was going on, and I love all of those marathons, and I love watching like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, as well as Super Mario 64. And I actually really enjoy watching your video, Swordless, your playthrough of Ocarina of Time with glitches, and also Super Mario 64 DS is really entertaining. Dan Link asks, someday you'll come to Mexico City? I want to know one of my inspirations. Thanks, dude. Also, what mixing tips can you give me? I definitely will go to Mexico City with Singularity one day. And as far as mixing tips, when you're doing your final listen of your mix, do it at really low volume. Hashel05 asks, what are your top 3 non-VGM bands? That's hard. Winter Sun, Necrophagist, Death, BB Noi. I hope I pronounced that right, man. Sorry. He asks, why are you so damn smexy? I don't know. Also, can I tell people that I know you and you're my internet friend? Yes, absolutely, man. I've known you for a while. And what bands would you say influenced your playing? Necrophagist and Winter Sun really influenced me. Like, I listened to them a lot when I was younger. I still do. Bonus question, do you have any warm-ups that you can do as far... Do you have any warm-ups that you do as far as guitar techniques that you can share? I really enjoy warming up my right hand to Firewind's The Fire and the Fury. And my left hand, I like to practice scales. So you just go up and down minor scales and make sure you're getting that pinky in there and just getting all your fingers nice and warmed up. Hell Six Bells asks, who are some of your favorite underdog VGM artists? My buddy Thunder Scott is definitely one of them. You Hell's Bells are fucking kick-ass, dude. There's this guy, Sir Bamble of Gam, who's absolutely amazing. I actually just discovered him, and he's amazing. There's this girl, Patty Rudisill, and she does string quartets or like string ensembles, and they sound amazing. I mean, it's like literally just like an orchestra in her house playing like some great video game songs. So she's fucking kick-ass. And then VG drum covers is awesome. I haven't seen a lot of drummers that, like solo drummers that do video game covers, so it's really cool that, you know, he's doing that, and he fucking kicks ass at it. My bro Swiggles1987 asks, how do you like your coffee? I want to say black, but that wouldn't be true. I like creamer. It's not very metal. He also asks, what's your favorite Mexican restaurant? So there's a place in town called Senior Taco that's like fucking the best Mexican food you'll ever have. If you had to keep one guitar only, not necessarily yours, for life, what would you pick? Dude, that's the hardest question ever, man. I'm absolutely in love with this guitar right now, so I'll go with this one, although I know I'm gonna change my mind. My other bro, Nickman7X, asks, what is your favorite video game soundtrack? Hands down, Star Fox 64. It's just metal, that's all I can say. TGE asks, do you get all the booty? Yes. Blank Trigger Gamers asks, where did the name Toxic X Eternity come from? When I was about 15, I made that my AOL Instant Messenger screen name, and it just kind of stuck from there. The Guitar Hero 198 asks, what kind of speakers do you use for recording? These are Mackie HR824s, and they absolutely kick ass. They're not cheap whatsoever. I actually got them used, but it was still like, I think, $600 or something for them used, and they go for like, you know, I think like 500 each new, so they're definitely top quality and they sound really good. Dylan Hardina asks, what draws you personally to ESP guitars? What I love about ESP is that they're great for metal. Like, you can shred on them, you can go really fast, but they don't compromise the sounds of the instrument. I think ESP really has that perfect marriage of being able to play comfortably while still sounding fucking kick-ass. William Durkin Music asks, how long have you played guitar for? Been playing for 17 years. Holy shit, that's a long time. He also asks, what is your favorite video game series of all time and why? I'm gonna go with either Zelda or Pokemon for sure. Jawa Freak asks, could you possibly do Leon's theme from F-Zero GX? I do love the soundtrack to that game, so it's definitely a possibility. The Storming Monkey asks, I take it you're a gamer from the good days, so what are your 5 favorite classic games? Pokemon Red and Blue, Super Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask. Soul Evans asks, when is the Triforce Jackson going to make a return? Maybe soon. I'm not sure yet. Sax Sanchez 33 asks, what's your favorite type of food? Definitely pizza. XK2102 asks, how do you feel now that whenever you publish a video, we stop whatever we're doing and listen to you because we can't help it, even if it's work or food or bathroom time? Dude, that's so cool, man. Thank you. It feels really good, man. No, seriously, which video game track gave you the incentives to start thinking about video game music ever? Banjo-Kazooie, for sure. My first video game cover was Mad Monster Mansion that I did with my friend Nathan, and we basically just like heard the track, and if you know the track, it's like a pretty freaking metal track, and we heard it and we were just like, dude, let's like riff out to this, let's play some guitar on it, and that's pretty much how it got started. 69 Guitar Chick asks, how do you get your hair that gorgeous? I use a Tresemme conditioner. What's the hardest part for you when it comes to making covers or original music? The hardest part is like just that first note of whatever I'm doing, you know, just like being like, okay, let's just start it. You know, it's like once you get going, it gets easier, but you have to have a vision for what you want. Otherwise, it's the hardest thing in the world. And most important, what is your favorite type of ice cream? Definitely strawberry. To be more specific, I like strawberry with Reese's peanut butter cups inside of it. I used to get that at Cold Stone all the time. David Pope asks, is your favorite video game console the 64? If not, what is your favorite video game console? I'm gonna have to say Nintendo 64 is my favorite. Dark Side Eternity, nice name, asks, first of all, man, congratulations on hitting 5,000 subs. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I have two questions. Number one, do you have an all-time favorite guitarist? That I do, actually. Michael Romeo from Symphony X is my favorite guitarist. He's really good, but he's not like in your face about it. It's not every moment of every song is like just going crazy. Like he knows when to go crazy and he knows when to just play power chords and riff, you know. So I really like that about him. Fishy Fod asks, because you asked, what is your favorite ice cream? Definitely strawberry. Oh, JK. I always notice you don't tend to show the bass track in your covers. Why is that? I actually don't own a bass guitar. My dad does, but it's tuned to standard, and I really don't have a problem with programming bass, but once I get a bass guitar, then I will definitely be doing that. Where and how did you learn the music theory you know, and how did you manage to integrate it into your playing and writing? I learned music theory a little bit in school, but the way it worked for me was I trained my ear first, and I would just be like, oh, well, this note sounds cool in relation to this note, and this chord sounds cool, blah, blah, blah. Now I know basic theory, like, you know, basic scales and, like, you know, intervals and stuff like that. Chris Bicuro asks, how do you sweep so good? It took me a really long time, and it's really just about muscle memory. Arcana Fang asks, what is the single most aspect of recording that you wish you could skip? If we're talking the whole YouTube recording process, then I wish I could skip shooting video. If we're talking like just recording music, honestly, like I love the whole process of recording music. Saria Ismail asks, would you consider doing any Vector covers? I absolutely love Vector, and their stuff is really fun to play. I usually don't cover a lot of stuff from bands that do their own music. I mean, I know how to play some of their stuff, and maybe one day. Lukener Video Game Metal asks, what is your favorite metal genre? I'm gonna go with black metal, because I really enjoy how they incorporate a lot of different things into metal. It's not just about being in your face. It's really more about the atmosphere and like the melody and the feeling of it, which is something, you know, that I like a lot. But I also love death metal too. How long have you been playing guitar? For 17 years. What is your favorite N64 game? Ooh, probably Majora's Mask. Saucy asks, why don't you ever want to hang out with your best friends anymore? What influenced you to stay way too busy? Just text me, man. DYLZAL asks, what musical on YouTube, or maybe even IRL, are you most jealous of, whether it be playing skills, writing skills, popularity, or whatever? This dude Mario, who plays in this progressive instrumental band called Sean, and I really feel like that kid is like the next huge innovative guitar player, and I love the way that guy plays guitar. Mia's Choice asks, when did you discover your love for video game music? When I first played Banjo-Kazooie, just because I remember I used to sit in Mad Monster Mansion and then just sit there and like do stuff like that's not playing video games. I would just keep the song playing because I just loved it so much. And I think that's really when I discovered that I was like, I love this music. Have you ever submitted video game tracks to ocremix.org? Actually, when I read this comment, I totally remembered about that website because I used to post on there, and it's been a while since I have, but I actually, because of your comment, I made an account on there again, so thanks for reminding me about that. It's an awesome website. And what's your favorite RPG? If Pokemon counts, then definitely Pokemon. Rave the Guitarist asks, alright man, altogether, how long does it take you to put up a video? Mixing, editing the video, recording parts, and what's the best concert show you've ever been to? It used to take me forever because I used iMovie, but now I use Adobe Premiere, and it's like it takes me no time at all, and definitely speeds up the process. I would say it probably takes me like 2 hours to put a video together once I have it all recorded. What's the best concert? I think I gotta say Children of Bodom. I saw Children of Bodom with Amon Amarth in like 2007 or something like that, and it absolutely blew me away. Hybrid Slash asks, do you plan to play games in your channel as well, like doing let's plays of some games that you did remixes on or games that you just enjoy, or do you plan to only have music content? For this YouTube channel, I think I'm just gonna purely focus it on music. However, I do have a Twitch channel, so I'll put a link for that right here. Rock Hawk Rockin' asks, have you been to the Fountain of Youth? No. Joey Almendarez asks, what brand of headphones do you use? I use Sony's. I don't use them for a lot of stuff. Sometimes they're good when I'm tracking like anything with a microphone, so you don't have any audio going into the microphone, but I don't particularly use them a lot for like mixing or anything like that. Leo Anderson asks, do you like death metal? Yes. And do you take commissions? Yes, I do. I haven't been doing that a lot. I haven't really received a lot of requests for that, but I would be more than happy to do that. I really dig that, actually. Zaglamir asks, how did you learn to sweep? First thing I did was I just started with the basic minor, major, 3-string arpeggio. So you could just do like, you know, G minor. So it's just moving up and down the neck, and then basically like what I did was I just sat there and like just watched TV or like, you know, watch Twitch or whatever, and just consistently just like nonstop. You want to really make sure that you have like the muscle memory down, and then once you like feel really comfortable with that, you can move on to, you know, 5-string sweeps, which are significantly more difficult. It's just constant repetition and you'll get it. Shake Elite asks, what brand of guitars do you prefer? My favorite brand is ESP. I Like Shred asks, what's the guitar technique that you mastered that took the most amount of effort? I definitely haven't mastered it yet, but sweeping is probably the most difficult thing that I had to learn, because it's really discouraging when you first start, because it's like so different, and it's one of those things that's so easy to just kind of be like, I'm not going to do that, but I really wanted to get good at it, so I just consistently practiced, and it took me years to like get to where I'm at. Sir Bones 4 asks, what's all in the rig over on the right? Unfortunately, I don't know too much about what's going on inside of there, because my drummer put it together, and he handpicked like all the best parts for recording, because we recorded our the Singularity album on it. But unfortunately, I don't know too much about what's going on in there. Frank Hansen asks, when will you do a Barbie Girl cover? Undead Villain asks, Down or I Hate God? I'd probably go with I Hate God. Mia's Choice says, you're awesome. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. My friends and I agree that your Death Note guitar medley is really awesome. Thanks, dude. Would you ever do a collab with Artificial Fear? I really want to, and I think we're gonna do it pretty soon. Rex Sear asks, what is your favorite song from these Rare games? Donkey Kong 64, probably Frantic Factory, or the Mad Jack theme. Banjo-Kazooie, I'm gonna go with Witch's Lair. Banjo-Tooie, probably Mayhem Temple. I haven't played Conker's Bad Fur Day since I was like a little kid, and I don't remember the music from it, unfortunately. And GoldenEye, definitely the train theme, because that shit is metal as fuck. Skullwolf64 asks, what is my blood type? I have no idea. Skimofan94 asks, Megadeth or Metallica? I'm gonna have to go with Metallica, man. Like, they just influenced me so much when I was just learning about guitar and learning how to play metal and stuff. And they're still today like one of my favorite bands ever. Haunting the Shadows 13 asks, do you have any previous music theory knowledge? Yes, I know a little bit of music theory. I don't know some really advanced stuff. What I do know are chords, like your basic minor, major, diminished, augmented, 7th chords, 9th chords, you know, stuff like that. I know basic scales and intervals and just like the really basic things that are just, in my opinion, completely essential for composing music. But I still want to learn like a lot of the advanced stuff, like some of the more jazz oriented things. True Dominguez asks, what is your overall faith and what is your music faith? For my overall faith, I would say I worship the gods of metal. For my music faith, I would say probably the band Death. To me, they just are the most pure metal band. So that just about wraps up the Q&A, but if you guys have any more questions, just leave a comment in this video and I'll be sure to answer it. And I also wanted to say that it's really cool that you guys like care enough to ask all these questions. I honestly wasn't expecting to get this many questions. I think I got like 50, and it makes me feel really good knowing that you guys like care that much. So make sure that you guys check out my newest track when I put it out. It should be out in about 2 or 3 days. Check out Operation One Up and all of the amazing musicians that are involved in that, and make sure you buy it when it comes out. And that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for sending me all your questions. It's really cool and it means a lot to me. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.